Hi Scorpio, and welcome to your November 2023 astrology horoscope. 2024 is right around the corner. Sorry to scare you, but it is. If you are wondering what 2024 has in store for you, perhaps you've already started watching some horoscopes here on YouTube, but you feel like this time you want a little bit more personal guidance. I have opened up 10 slots for year ahead readings. You can find the booking link down in the description box. On November 2nd, we have Jupiter in your 7th house opposing the Sun in your 1st house. With the sign of Taurus in your 7th house, you are somebody that probably likes to have stability, security, safety, and comfort from your relationships. And having Jupiter there in the 7th house, I believe since March this year, you may have been stepping a little bit extra into that type of energy. You may have been indulging in comfort and coziness and security with your loved one. And that's all completely fine. On November 2nd, however, you might feel with the Sun opposing Jupiter that there's a little bit of a tension or a little bit of a balance that's being asked from you of keeping the peace, the stability, and the safety in your relationship versus the unique, complex, and changing individual that you are. Make sure that you don't compromise yourself just in order to feel safe and secure in your relationships. Just a day later, on November 3rd, we have Neptune in your 5th house opposing Venus in your 11th house. Venus has been traveling through your 11th house for about a month now. So you may have found in the last month that you have been especially enjoying your networking, your friendships, getting out there and thinking and dreaming about the future. On this day, you might be asked to take a look at the balance between dreaming for the future, being picky towards the future, setting up a perfect plan as to how you're going to get where you want to get to, and at the same time enjoying and living in the present moment. On November 4th, Saturn goes direct, and Saturn is now done with Aquarius. It's from now on going to go direct into Pisces. It will not touch Aquarius for a while again. This is happening in your 5th house. Having Saturn in your 5th house, you might be asked for the next 2 years to really mature when it comes to the things that you do for fun, the things that bring you creativity and joy, your hobbies. Any romance that you might have in your life might have a bit of a dampness on it. You might not enjoy it as much. It might feel like it's not moving as easily as it used to. Just remember that Saturn makes it look like there's a big wall in front of us. But often with it, we just need to step around it. So we can still get to our end goal. We might just need to adjust based on the circumstances that are facing us. On November 13th, we have a new moon in Scorpio in your 1st house. We have the Sun, the Moon, and Mars in your 1st house opposing Uranus in your 7th house. And actually, for almost all of November, the Sun and Mars are moving pretty much in conjunction throughout the whole month, which is really beautiful. You might be finding a lot of energy, a lot of passion, vitality that you're having during this month. Specifically for this new moon, you might find that there is a vigorous energy to hold true to yourself, to stay true to who you are and what you believe in. And at the same time, all of the ups and downs that may have been happening in your relationship for the last couple of years are challenging that a bit. The ups and downs in your relationship are really challenging this resolution that you have made to be true to yourself. So just try during this new moon to see if there's any new insights that are coming your way. A new moon represents new insights or new information coming our way. Take a look if there's anything new you're learning about you, about who you are, and about how you want to show up in the world. It's okay if that changes a bit and you adjust course. On November 17th, the conjunction between the Sun and Mars becomes exact. And on this day, as they become exact, they trine Neptune in your 5th house. Because this is an easier aspect, it's a trine, I see this day as a nice reward that may come our way if we have done the necessary work during the new moon. If we have been open to the new insight and information coming our way on the new moon on the 13th, then on the 17th, we might find that we are able to incorporate that into our hobbies and into our daily pleasures. So see on the 17th if you can really step into the things that make you happy and bring you joy. On November 21st, right as Mars and the Sun are in the last degrees of Scorpio, they sextile Pluto. Pluto is in your 3rd house at this time. Scorpio, you have had Pluto in your 3rd house for about 20 years now. So you have really been learning about the power of your communication, about the power that you have in teaching, speaking, and writing. And this sextile with Sun and Mars is really a beautiful close off to Scorpio season, reminding you that going forward, if there's ever a time that you want to access that beautiful energy, depth, and complexity that you are as a Scorpio, don't forget to dig into all of that power that you have just found when it comes to your voice. That is a beautiful way to round off Pluto in Capricorn in your 3rd house and this close off of the Scorpio season. On November 23rd, the Sun exits Scorpio and enters Sagittarius. The day after, on the 24th, Mars exits Scorpio and enters Sagittarius. And as they both enter into Sagittarius, they square Saturn in your 5th house. So the shift of Sun and Mars into Sagittarius, into your 2nd house, represents a shift in your energy and your focus and your attention is now going towards your self-esteem, proving yourself to the world, taking care of practical things, focusing on your money. So this shift might become a little bit difficult at first, and this is because we have the square to Saturn. So you might not be able to shift quite as easily into this new focus that you want to have, because there is that square to Saturn. A lot of what can bring us self-esteem, self-confidence, self-love is associated with doing things that make us happy, that make us feel good. And Saturn is making things go a little bit more difficult in that department. You're finding it a little bit difficult to have fun and enjoy things. So finding this shift into working on your self-confidence is going to start a little bit harder. Don't worry though, the Sun and Mars move quite fast. So before you know it, this square will pass and you should find it a little bit easier to shift your focus into working on your self-confidence. On the 27th of November, we have a full moon in Gemini in your 8th house. The moon is in your 8th house, while the Sun and Mars are in your 2nd house. And on this day, actually really special, we also have Venus conjunct the South Node. And for you, Scorpio, they are conjunct in your 12th house. A full moon represents a new reveal, a new piece of information that's coming our way. So you might find that with the moon in the 8th house, there's a new piece of information revealed to you about your intimate relationships. You might find that you are learning something new about what it actually means to be in a partnership with somebody. It's a full moon in Gemini. Gemini can throw a lot of information at us, make chaos, make things confusing. So notice if you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed during this full moon and just know that it will pass. Because Venus and the South Node are conjunct in your 12th house during this full moon, it's a time where you might find some old limiting beliefs coming up, and especially old limiting beliefs around your relationships, about what it means to be in a partnership with somebody else. And because this conjunction is happening in Libra, you might have especially stories coming up that show to you the way that you are trying to keep the peace in your partnerships and the ways that you go with the flow just to please the other person and don't speak up on the things that matter for you. This Venus and South Node conjunction is only going to get stronger. It will be at its peak on November 29th when the conjunction will be exact. Overall, Scorpio, I think this is a beautiful month for you. The new moon, especially in Scorpio, might be a bit intense for you, but I know you got this. As a Scorpio, you're one of the signs that I truly believe has got anything that comes their way. And it's also a beautiful month to really prove yourself to yourself. If there is anything that you've wanted to do for a while, anything that you set your mind to, this is a beautiful month to get up and realize that I can do this for myself. And I can prove to myself that I have my back, that I care for myself, and that I will take myself where I want to go. If you enjoyed this forecast and you're also curious what 2024 has in store for you, I do have 10 booking spots open for a private reading. We're going to sit down, you and I, we're going to pull up your personal chart for 2024 and talk about what you can expect. You can check out the booking link down below in the description box. If you want to catch the December horoscope, make sure you subscribe, and I hope to see you again soon.